Hey all, welcome to our latest Abbey Research Reads. I'm Dr. Erin, and today I am talking to you about a Pride and Prejudice remix. What remix? Called Pride by Ibi Zoboi. And if you don't know already, I am a huge Jane Austen fan. You can see my collection of Jane Austen here behind me, from which I plucked this book. Dr. Kristen has a Jane Austen Funko doll for me that I will add to my collection when I see her post vaccinations. And so I love adaptations of Jane Austen. Dr. Kristen knows this about me, which is why she gave me this book. And I love contemporary adaptations of them. Obviously, Clueless is an absolute classic adaptation of Emma. And the reason that I'm talking about Pride on Abbey Research Reads today is because it flips the script to showcase the lived experiences of Afro-Latinx humans living in Brooklyn and following roughly the storyline of Pride and Prejudice, and difference between Haitian American and Dominican American immigrants and transgenerational, multi-generational families in Brooklyn. I loved every second of it. It's brilliantly written. Ibi Zoboi is fantastic. Be sure and check out her other book, American Street, which was a National Book Award finalist. But just to give you a taste, because everyone knows the opening line, not everyone, but a lot of people know the opening line to Pride and Prejudice is, it's a truth universally acknowledged that a young man in want of a wife, blah, blah, blah. Whatever that line is. We know it a lot. It's said a lot. So Ibi's script flip on that is, it's a truth universally acknowledged that when rich people move into the hood, where it's a little bit broken and a little bit forgotten, the first thing they want to do is clean it up. And so not only is this book about Afro-Latinx experiences, it's also about class differences, which is a huge part of the original Pride and Prejudice. It's about gentrification and changing neighborhoods in Brooklyn, but also around the country, and what that looks like and feels like. And so it goes bigger than Pride and Prejudice in that way. And a lot of the books that we discuss and recommend on Abbey Research Reads, we select because they are both universal and specific. And that is one of the best ways to learn about other human beings and their experiences, and to build empathy and to rethink about what it means to be inclusive. And, adaptations that do that in a way as successfully as Ibi Zoboi has done is an accessible way, especially for white folks, to insert themselves, or not to insert themselves, but to spend some time with stories that aren't as familiar to them, or to experiences that they might not know and or recognize. And that's the beauty of Pride, and why we're recommending it today, because it is universal in a lot of themes that we all experience. If you love Jane Austen, you will love this. I have no problem categorically saying that. If you love Pride and Prejudice, you don't necessarily love Jane Austen, you will love this book. But you will also get the specifics of the lived experience that she's talking about in Brooklyn, in these communities. And it's an absolute joy. We don't often recommend books that are joyful on this channel because there's a lot of heavy lifting to be done out there. But this book is joy from page 1 to page whatever it ends on. So I can't recommend it enough. A joyful recommendation from the good doctors. That's my Abbey Research Reads for Pride. Pick it up at your local bookshop, or in digital or audio formats, if that is your preference. And we will see you guys for our next book review. Take care.